Hi, I'm Becky and I'm excited to be sharing with you my 5 frugal things I've done this week. They're not massive things, but the small things often add up to savings, if you do them week after week. So I'm quite happy that the savings I'm sharing this week aren't like a massive saving on my car insurance or something like that, but they're the little things that make a difference. So one of the things we did this week was with our apples, our fallen apples from the tree that have gone a bit bad, and we've used them up, not by making some apple pie, because I frankly have had no time for that, but we've sliced them and dipped them in paint and done some great apple printing with them, and it was loads of fun. I'm all for using nature for crafting. It's a brilliant resource, from like bark rubbing to painting with flower heads or building little structures out of sticks. So apple printing with your fallen apples is a great thing to do. Another thing I've done this week is restrain myself. Not from eating chocolate, I've not quite sussed that yet, but I restrained myself from buying something new. I was in this shop and there were some gorgeous notebooks. I have a huge pile of notebooks, but I love them. And there was this beautiful notebook and I thought, oh, that'd be really great. I'm about to start a new course. Let's get a new notebook. And then I stopped myself because I thought, you have so much stuff. You already have a pretty messy house and you're trying to save some money. So what are you doing? And I came home and I looked through my notebooks and I found this one. Isn't it just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous? And okay, it's a bit bashed because I've torn pages out of it and, it's lost its thing. But ultimately, I just write to-do lists in it. That's all I do with my notebooks, really. And when it comes to my course, I'll need a very sensible A4 pad. So do I need no notebooks? No. I need to finish up the ones that I've got. So restraint is key to saving a bit of money. So we've got apples, we've got notebooks. And next up, I want to tell you about my bike. I was telling you last week that I'd used my bike a couple of times with my daughter to save on petrol. But we've got into a really good habit with it. So last night for parents' evening, we cycled down the canal and back. And it's lovely, it's sociable, it's good for us. But it saves me getting my car out. And those little savings all the time on petrol are just absolutely brilliant. And because we've done it quite a few times now, it's become quite an easy habit. Whereas before it felt like a real pain to get the bike out. Now it feels quite straightforward. So new habits can be very time saving and money saving and good for you. So yeah, think about your habits and get into good ones. It can save you a lot of money. The fourth saving I want to tell you about is a bit embarrassing. Last week I made a video, which if you subscribe you'll see, about ways to work with children to express their emotions. Something I like to talk about. I've got a blog called emotionallyhealthykids.com and it's a labour of love really, and it's sharing things I learned when I was a psychotherapist and a social worker. And I made this video and I was really proud of it. And when I watched it back, like I say, if you subscribe you'll see this video. It's all misty and romantic and I look kind of like shrouded in a white mist. Very odd. I thought there's something wrong with my phone. So that night I sat down with my husband and I told him I'd rung the phone provider and they'd said it'd be £250 for a new phone, but it was essential I got this phone now because my camera was rubbish and it had gone. And he went, what are you talking about? Just get your camera fixed. So I was quite wanting a new iPhone, but yeah, I thought this was sensible. So I said, okay, yeah, I'll get the phone fixed. I started looking up places. And then he said, it is clean, isn't it? So I gave the phone a little wipe, and as you can see, the video now is crystal clear. How very embarrassing. I was about to spend £200 on a new phone because I'd not cleaned this one. Fail, fail. Thrifty fail. And the last thing I want to share is just a very simple budgeting tip, but one I've really tried to put into action this week, and that's to use up the food in my fridge really effectively. I've gone through it each night. I've thought, right, what needs to be used, particularly salad stuff. We used to throw so much away, and I've made sure that I've used it in wraps or in a pack up. For example, this morning I got some lettuce and some bread that needed to be done today. It's not what we planned for tea tonight, so my lucky partner got a packed lunch. I don't normally bother because time's just running about and letting fend for himself, but I thought, you know what, I don't want to throw them out. So I used it up. So it's another really good habit to get into is checking your fridge regularly and planning what you're going to eat. So they're my 5 frugal things this week. I think the one I'm most proud of has got to be the restraint on the notebooks. But yeah, the phone saved me quite a bit of money too. Have a good week, everybody. See you next week.